Um, that's a good question. I would say me personally, I feel the change comes with age. Having those older guys, like me being fresh in the college space, having those guys that are just older than me, having tons of knowledge, and being able to get bits of knowledge from everybody that was here. And now that I'm still on the younger side, but being able to have all of this knowledge from having those guys that are way older than me, being able to feed it back into the guys that just came in to help them along the way, I feel like that's the biggest change that I've noticed. There are still guys that are older than me, and I still look up to those guys as leaders and knowledge seekers. But I would say that's my biggest thing that I've like realized. And the new faces from everywhere, the new coaching change, being a freshman, you're getting used to that coaching staff that's there. And then on sophomore year, you're getting used to another coaching change that just came through. So I feel like that's another major change, but I feel like everything has been smooth with that.
What's your relationship with?
I'm real cool with him. That's my dog. We always joke around. I just always run into him, and he always says that's always a sign that I always run into him. But I feel like it's a good sign because every time I see him, good things happen. He believes in all of us. He always talks to me as becoming a leader for the guys. Even though I am on the younger side, he sees my potential, and I appreciate the work that he does for us, even off the field, on the field. And he always looks out for us. He always tells us if you need something, just to call him, whether that's just need someone to listen to you, shoulder to cry on, things of that. Like I said, off the field, he's always he's our biggest supporter.
What have you been working on yourself to improve from where you were a year ago?
The biggest thing I feel like I needed to work on was my pass pro. I didn't get many opportunities to do so, but the opportunities that I did have, I feel like I can learn from those things, and my ability to attack defenders. I have the speed, but I just have to be able to learn how to control myself with that speed. And once I do that, I feel like I'll be okay.
Who is the best person on the roster to learn from in pass protection?
It would have to be another running back, which would be Tony or Stacy. And learning from I choose those two because, for one, those guys are older than me. They know a little more. Tony, because he's around my size and he can help me around with the how can I say this? He helps me with the technique part of it, but Stacy on the speed side, to see how fast he's moving and learn how he's able to change his speed to help him generate the power that he needs at his size, So if I'm able to combine that size with that speed, then that's where they have me, and then to be able to learn from those two, I feel like that'll help me a lot.
Switching gears a little, kick returns. Are you going to do that again?
I hope so. I'm back there with the guys a lot, returning them. I hope they put me back there. I know my strength lies in there as well. I hope they're able to see that too. But I know we have other guys like Makai and Jashawn that just came through. They're trying to get his feet wet with that. So if they do decide to take me off of there, there's no bad energy with that. I know that they're doing what they feel is best for them. But just when the opportunity comes, just to make the most of them.
You said you have strength. What do you mean by that?
My ability to see the field as a running back, it helps a lot to have one of those guys back there as a kick returner, as we have to see multiple things at one time. Just being back there, and I've done it my whole life, returning kicks in high school, but really, like I said, that vision. Having a vision, you can't just be a blank kickoff returner who just runs straight. You have to be able to change direction, see defenders come from a mile away, and kind of know their demeanor. That's really, I feel like, a lot of kickoff returns through. Just learning how they attack on the other side of the ball and being able to attack them and counter them. So.
Is that vision, that field vision, is that something you can learn? Do you see it on film? Is it innate that you've always had?
I feel like it's something that I always had. Playing running back my whole life. I've played running back since I started football. I played both sides of the ball as well, but once I got to middle school, running back was my main position. I feel like it is something that you learn, but it's something that comes with time as well. You can teach it as well, but I feel like that comes with schematics of teams and things of that matter, because you can't use the same thing with every team. But I feel like vision is something most definitely that's you either have it or you don't. You can kind of see it in a lot of running backs who just like kind of like try to pound and things of that matter, but you have those bigger backs who are able to move and can tell you why they did that. That's where that kind of schematic things kind of goes, but it's also a thing that we work on here. Like we kind of work on peripheral vision kind of things and stuff like that. So it helps everyone, but having it and being able to kind of craft it in your own way, like for me, it kind of helps. So.
How do you said you work on peripheral vision. What do you do?
So we kind of so let's just say we have a straight line, like we're on a yard mark. We're running down that yard mark, but we're looking at so basically we're staring at a cone that's over here, but we're trying to run straight on the line. So we're using our peripheral to look at this line and know that we're still on this line while we're looking dead at the cone. While we're focusing on the cone. And another thing too we do is we have cones that's in a curve, and we're running the curve, but we're looking at the cone. So as we're going through the different angles of the curve, we're still steady focusing on that one cone. So
your expectations this year pretty high?
Of course. That's whether I have a bad game, that game, my expectations are never going to lower. And that's just me. I plan to be the best back here. Although I have those guys that are older than me, I plan on using their motivation and their knowledge to boost me up to that spot. And just to continue to be the best athlete I can be.
In the offense, or even in the running back group, who is somebody that's under the radar that fans may not really know about?
In the running back room, I would have to say Rayshawn. He didn't get to play last year, major injury, but once he gets back on the field, people will know who number 26 is. His quickness, one of the quickest people I've ever seen. He kind of relies in the space of Stacy, but just a smaller like bolt of energy, like literally, like he can go from one angle to another and like quick, and you won't be able to see him. We always joke about how like twitchy he is, but he kind of gets used in the receiver room as well, and at the returner spot, which I was mentioning about too. So I know most definitely they're gonna put him back there in the kickoff returns too. So. I was talking to this other reporter about being like used in a pass game, and it's kind of like not hard, but it's kind of a challenge when you have guys like that who are twitchy and like Stacy and Ray who like are running backs, but also they have that body composition to move to slot and be able to be quickie and just like use that as their threat. And my threat would be like in the backfield, like swings and screens, things of that matter. And yes, I have the speed to do that, but I may not have the speed that they're looking for, the kind of speed that they're looking for there, which is what I have to accept and just not make that and think of it as a limitation, but just think of it as that's something that I can become better at, you know? So.